This is the 2024 Cadillac XT4, and they added a massive 33-inch 9K display system. So let me show you what it's all about. All right, guys, so I really want to show you guys this massive 33-inch 9K display system because it's the biggest update to this vehicle and the biggest update, especially on the interior. So let's get right into it. It is a 9K display system. It's curved and it looks so good. It really changes the interior completely versus what it used to be. I'll put a picture of that if you guys aren't aware. But I think this is a huge example of what a nice display system could do to a car's interior. Starting with the left-hand side, this portion is touch sensitive and you can customize the gauge cluster display with the first menu right here. You have the gauge cluster, which is this right here. If I tap on map, you get a full map view based on Google Maps because this system has Google built in. Looks really nice, takes up the entire inner portion, and it fits nicely within the steering wheel, as you guys can see right there. And then you have a cleaner layout right here, which is a clean design, and it shows you the speed, but you still get basic information like your fuel, like your estimated range, and stuff like that. The next menu is your trip information. You have trip 1, trip 2, and then a third one, which is just a blank menu, which is interesting. But going on to the heads-up display, you can control that in this vehicle, and I will zoom in right here for you guys. So you can rotate it, you can adjust the height and the brightness if you'd like. Taking a step back here, that's pretty much that portion of it. This middle portion is not touch sensitive. There's nothing really here. From like this portion on, it is just a display because it's your center gauge cluster display. Nothing really interface, and it really wouldn't make sense because there's a steering wheel right here. But going on here, this is where you can again interact with it, and it continues on. But the nice thing is it's one continuous display, and they take advantage of that with these graphics here. They go all the way through the front, across to the center portion of it, and then all the way into this. So they take advantage of it being one display, as opposed to other vehicles that have a display system that's a set of displays kind of stitched together. This is truly one single display system. And the resolution is really nice. They pitch it as a 9K display system, but for all intents and purposes, you're really not going to be getting insane high definition resolution beyond, let's say, what's HD, because it's, it's 9,000 pixels from, corner to corner. So just keep that in mind. Going on to the center display here, you have Google Assistant, so it has Google built in. You get Google Maps, so if I slide around here, you have Google Maps built in. And I really like this system because, one, Google Maps is, my opinion, the better navigation app to use. I use it on my phone and it's connected to Apple CarPlay. But in this case, I feel like I don't need to because it just has it built in and it can display the information in the center. So if someone here wants to change the menu and play with music or whatever, and change and select different music, they can still have navigation here. So I'll put that up real quick. So go to gauge cluster, we'll have maps. So if you put in navigation, you'll have it here, and you can still exit this menu, which is amazing. So navigation will just portray in the center, and you're good to go. I'm gonna close out of that right here. You can have access to the Google Play Store, so you can add apps from there, which is nice. You have a Wi-Fi hotspot, which is great. Your climate controls does have a touch menu up here, so if you turn that on, you can control that. But you still get physical climate controls down here, which is great, and it's a carryover from the previous XT4, the 2023 model year. So you can, if you want to touch it, you can. We get physical buttons that are always going to be there no matter what, and that's great. The next thing I want to show you guys is the camera system, because this does have a camera system around it, and the quality on it is really nice. You have normal, you have overhead view, which is nice, and then you have a side view right there. And there's a full 360 surround view camera where you can easily kind of tap around different portions of it and it'll go to it. Let's see if you can actually slide around it. Okay, so you can't really slide around it. You have to select those pre-designated angles. But it's still a solid 360 surround view camera, and the quality is really good. And what I like about GM's cameras is that they work really well even at night. So that's pretty much everything you need to know about the center screen. Let's go into the rest of the interior because they did make some updates and revise it, and it's got some really impressive features. So one design feature I want to highlight is the fact that they have the Cadillac signature design down here into the dash, stitched in. Feels really nice and looks really cool. You also get the AKG 14 speaker sound system right there. And then coming down here, you can push this to get a center console storage with USB-A and USB-C, as well as a 12-volt outlet right there. You have your 9-speed automatic transmission, and we'll talk about the engine when we get under the hood. 2 cup holders. Your controls here, so if you don't want to use the touch controls, you still have a physical dial that you can use to control the display system. So if I want, I can just go home, take me home, and then I can use this to navigate around the menus, which is nice. I'm not going to complain about that. Opening up the center console, you do get a nice little tray down here, as well as a wireless charger, which is angled so your phone can just stay in place, but you still get a good amount of storage down there. let's go on to the rest of this interior and talk about what we get. Starting with the seats, these are heated and ventilated seats, and they're perforated. Really nice materials. They feel really comfortable. You get the nice little Cadillac signature right there, which is really cool. They put that on a lot of other vehicles, and that's nice. Coming taking a step back here, you get a panoramic glass roof that you can move the upper portion. You don't get that on the Cadillac Lyriq, but you do get this from the Cadillac Lyriq, which is cool. As far as steering wheel goes, it's not significantly updated. It is heated. The design though is similar from the previous year Cadillac XT4. As far as switchgear goes on the door, you get a nice handle, lock unlock, 2 memory seats, and then your window switches right there. But another cool thing you get down here is the tailgate control. You can actually control how much it opens up. You have max, you have 3/4 setting, and then you have completely off, so you don't get to use it, but we'll actually open this up right here. All right, so this is the next most important thing I feel like in this vehicle is practicality and storage space. This does have a privacy cover up here. I'd personally remove that just to maximize the storage space you get. You can't fold the seats flat from the back, so just keep that in mind. But as far as underneath goes, you get a space, so you don't get an actual, you get a tire repair kit, no full-size spare, but you get good usable storage space down here. It's just the way a lot of cars are going these days in order to save weight and improve efficiency. You get nice tie downs here. But overall, I will pop the number for rear cargo space with the seats up and the seats down, so you guys have that. So let's close this up and let's start with the design real quick. And starting out back, they did make some small updates to make it unique for the 2024 model year. Starting with the badging at 350T, which is, I believe, like the torque rating in Newton meters that they've been kind of doing for a lot of their vehicles. This is the XT4 with all-wheel drive, which is an option that you can get on this. And then they did update the exhaust outlets, but they're not 100% real. You can see there's the real exhaust tip, and then they have that, fascia surround on it. Going around to the wheels here, these are 20-inch wheels, and the tires measure 245 for 45 sections, but they are really nice tires, and they fit this vehicle really well. Going around the side here, you do get nice chrome surrounds on the windows, which is nice, but I really want to point out these door handles, which look really cool. They have like a little transparent portion that illuminates. You have your keyless entry and go right there, and then they, feel nice and solid, which is always a nice touch. Let's come around the front here and show you guys the exterior styling, because they did update it for 2024. So starting with the front grille, it does have chrome accents around it, as well as the little chevrons in the middle here, which are chromed out, but the rest is black, and it works really nicely. It's a nice little sporty, but still a nice little luxury touch to it. They did update the headlights right here, so you do get nice LED headlights, kind of with that continued design language that Cadillac always puts on their cars, as well as your headlight projector right there, which looks great. Come around the side down here, this is not functional, this is just a design piece. We do have functional grills down there, and the chin spoiler splitter is blacked out. Alright guys, so under the hood is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that makes 235 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. It's available in 2-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. So there's no electrification on this platform, just keep that in mind. But it is mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission that's developed in-house by GM. It's not a 9-speed automatic from a different company that's integrated into this. It's an in-house 9-speed automatic. So that's the performance, that's the powertrain. Overall, the engine bay looks really clean, really nice. And then you get the nice turbo and Cadillac logo on the engine cover. To be honest, before this refresh, I didn't know that XT4 existed. It's not like this is my first time seeing this car, but I felt like the interior was dated. I'm so glad they made this change for the 2024 model year, because it really brings it up to a more modern standard, which I feel like is expected, especially amongst the competition. And this actually takes it beyond what other competitors have, which I like to see. So let me know what you guys think of this display, as well as the whole entire vehicle, in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.